classes of biology. So as you all know that we are discussing about lesson natural resources, and in our previous class we have discussed about atmosphere, and today we are going to discuss about winds. So the first topic of today is winds. So what are winds? The movement of air from one place to another is known as winds. As you all know that air is present in the atmosphere every time. It surrounds us, but that air moves from one place to another. It causes wind, and the wind's temperature is the most important factor that defines the air current. The air current basically depends upon the temperature. According to the temperature, the flow of air current is dependent on them. To understand the nature of air movement, we have to understand following concepts. Some concepts are very important, which helps us to understand the flow of air or the flow of wind from one place to another. The first thing is the hot air is lighter than the cold air. If the air is cold, then it does not move very fastly, but hot air is lighter. For example, we can say that Loo is a kind of hot air, and when it summers, it was a winds which are hot in nature, so that will go very easily from one place to another. Their speed is much faster. But when the air becomes humid, when the quantity of water vapors become more in them, then it does not move very rapidly from one place to another. Therefore, hot air is lighter than the cold air. Second thing, hot air rises upwardly while cold air moves downwardly. When the air becomes hot, it used to move in the upward direction, but the cold air always goes in the downward direction. For example, when you boil the water, the air which contains hot water droplets starts to rise up in upward direction. In opposite to this, the cold air does not get in the upward direction. Last thing which helps to understand the movement of air is that air or gases always move from an area of high concentration or high pressure to the area of low concentration or low pressure. The pressure, where the pressure is so high, the air is starting moving from that and goes in the direction where the temperature or the air pressure is low. So these are the three concepts which are helpful to know what the movement of air is done and what are the concepts. So second thing, we can try to understand the movement of air in hot days. For example, in summers, the ground surface get heated very much. Heat used to come out from the ground also, and due to this, near the ground also gets heated up, and convection currents are developed. And in opposite to this, air currents are developed when because of pressure difference in different areas. So there are two types of current: conventional currents and air currents. Air currents are developed because of pressure different in different areas, and conventional currents are developed when the ground becomes heated up and it used to heat up the hot air. Another is the next topic of today is importance of air. We have studied about different aspects of air, the atmosphere, the winds, what is the movement of air, and now it's a time to discuss that what is the importance of air, how this air is important for the welfare of living organism, how this bacterial factor helps living organisms. So some importance of air, that the first very important thing, that air contains a gas which is oxygen, and oxygen is helpful for all living organisms because all living organisms need oxygen to breathe. So that is the most important part of the air, that it contains oxygen. Second thing, the second gas which is present in air is nitrogen, and nitrogen is also important for so many other things, like for the formation of proteins, amino acids, nucleic acids, ATP, etc. Other than this, carbon dioxide is also there. And carbon dioxide is important for so many functions, like plants used to breathe carbon dioxide. Therefore, carbon dioxide is also important in some cases or another. Other than this, air moderates the environmental temperature. The temperature is directly affected because of air. Another is that it causes a form of communication or sound used to travel from one place to another with the help of air. And it also brings clouds with us. That means it also helps in the rainfall. So these are some of the importance of air. Now coming to the next topic of today, which is environmental pollution. The next topic of today is environmental pollution. What is the environmental pollution? Pollution is an undesirable change in the physical, chemical or biological characteristic of our life. That means if air, if land, if water gets contaminated with the things which are not desired by us, that means that is the pollution. That is undesirable changes in any form of life or any bad factor causes pollution. And now as we are discussing about the topic air, so we have to discuss about air pollution. So basically air pollution is the undesirable change in the air. Now coming back to the topic when we are discussing about pollution. So what are the things which causes pollution? So basically there are two types of pollutants which cause pollution. The first one is biodegradable. And the second one is non-biodegradable. Biodegradable means those pollutants which get decomposed in the atmosphere and are not harmful for the atmosphere or for the welfare of human beings. But non-biodegradable pollutants are those pollutants which does not get decomposed in the air, and because of that the nature gets deteriorated day by day. Some example of biodegradable pollutants are domestic waste, peel off of vegetables, fruits, etc. And non-biodegradable are the very important plastic, aluminum cans, DDT and many harmful substances. Some other important pollutants are also there, like number first, deposited matter or solid waste. If something gets deposited in one place, it causes the most important pollution. For example, the smoke, tar, dust or domestic waste get collected somewhere, it causes the pollution. Second thing, different gases are also pollutants. For example, carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, sulfur oxide. These gases are the cause of pollution. Other than this, metals are also there which causing the pollution. Some industrial pollutants, the waste which is coming out from the industries is also harmful for the welfare of nature. Other than this, agriculture pollutants, when farmers used to use insecticide, pesticides, it causes pollution. Photochemical pollution, for example, PAM and so on, ozone oxides. And radiant pollution are also there. That means when radiations occur, it also causes pollution in the environment. So these are some of the causes of pollution, that pollutants are the one who causes pollution. Now coming back to the topic that was air, and now we will discuss about air pollution. So basically pollution in air or any undesirable changes in the form of air is known as air pollution. Basically some air pollutants may be in gaseous form or in particulate matter. They used to get mixed with the air, and when they get mixed with the air, they causes pollution in the air. Now coming to the topic that what are the sources, how this pollution occurs. What are the sources which causes pollution in air? So basically there are two types of sources, which are number first natural sources and number second is man-made sources. Two kinds of sources are there which causes pollution in the air. Natural sources are those sources in which the nature itself causes pollution in the air. That means ash from smoking volcanoes, dust from naturally decaying organic matter, floating pollen grains, forest fire, and so on. These are some of the causes in which the involvement of man was not there, but the pollution occurred because of the nature itself, and that causes are considered as natural sources of pollution. Next thing, man-made sources of pollution is the cause where man used to pollute the air with their day-to-day life activities. For example, population explosion, use of increasing vehicle, increasing industrialization, increasing deforestation, all these things leads to the air pollution. Now, air pollution is there, but what are the harmful effects? Why this air pollution should be stopped in the limited period of time? Because there are some harmful effects of this air pollution. For example, in human beings, respiratory diseases occur because of the air pollution. So many respiratory diseases like asthma, bronchitis, all will occur because of the air pollution. Other than this, depletion of ozone layer was causing because of air pollution, because our ozone layer is depleting day by day, and then the sun rays will directly came into the earth's surface. That is the most harmful effect of air pollution. Other than this, greenhouse and global warming is also increasing day by day, and also acid rain is done because of the air pollution. Now, what is acid rain? How this acid rain is formed? So basically, oxides of nitrogen, that is NO and NO2, and oxides of sulfur, that is SO2 and SO3. These are the main gaseous air pollutants, the air pollutants which are present in the gaseous form in air, and these are produced because of the burning of fossil fuel like petroleum, diesel, and so on. Then that is when we use vehicles, we used to emit these gases from our vehicles only. But these gases are highly reactive in the atmosphere. That is, when they combine with the air, they used to react and form pollutants. And then when these pollutants get react in the air, then these acids will get dissolved in atmospheric water. Also, the water which is going to be collected in the clouds, it used to get dissolved in it and gets there. And when the rain falls, it precipitates back as a rain. And that rain in which these oxides are present, that rain is known as acid rain. And acid rain causes the most important harmful effects for the environment, because it increases the acidity of soil, acidity of lakes, and in turn it affects the aquatic life. That means the plants and animals which are living in water are directly affected because of the acid rain, or because of the pollution which is present in the air, going back and deposited as a cloud and then coming back as precipitated rain. So it causes effect, and it also affects the buildings, monuments also. The Taj Mahal is the greatest example of such kind, that the white marble is getting deteriorated day by day. Why? Because of the acid rains, because of the effect of acids, because of the effects of air. So these are some of the things which are harmful for the environment. Now the next topic of today is rains. What is rain? As I told you, that wind or air helps to bring in rain, and rain is the important source of fresh water. Fresh water is coming from the rainwater only. And in our country receives a great amount of rainfall, which is a quite good thing. But what is the rain? How it is formed? How is the formation of clouds and formation of rain done? So basically, the water bodies used to get evaporated when the sun rays fall on them, and that evaporated water used to get rises high. As I told you that hot air used to get rise upwardly. They rises upwardly, and there they get collected in the clouds. The clouds are formed with the evaporation of water, and then when the clouds became so heavy that they can't handle more water, then the clouds began to rain, and that is how the water used to return back in the environment with the help of clouds. And the rainfall pattern is also different in different areas, and it depends upon the temperature, depends upon the pattern of wind, and so many other things. So students, we have finished the topic here. That's all for today. Thank you.